I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 chief rocker in Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Man, tech difficulties be crazy, man, but I apologize for tech difficulties, man. Pushing this thing back a little bit later. Man, I apologize for that. Ain't nothing I could do about it, man, but just fix them and then get back here and rock with my peoples. Good mornings or good afternoon. Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? What's good, party people? What's good? What's good? Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Scream. All right. Yeah, man. What's good, party people? What's good? What's good? What's good? Salute to all my peoples from everywhere that's rocking with us right now, man. Salute, salute, salute. Salute, salute, salute. So I'm researching or trying to figure out why people universally are so down on this Knicks roster. I can't figure out why. Miguel P is in the building. 27, what's good? JJ, let's get it. Jermaine Royster's in the building. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? I'm trying to figure out why people are so down on our team. So I have been looking at a number of different things, some resources, right? Trying to figure out some things. Jay Busby, what's good? Miguel P is in the building. Will Salkin, what's good, man? Peace to the fam. So I'm in research trying to figure out why everybody, well, not everybody, but why people are universally down on the Knicks just because we didn't acquire Donovan Mitchell. How do we go from, you know, this team has potential, man, they just need to, if they could just stay healthy. How do we go from blaming the coach for a lot of mistakes to all of a sudden being down on the roster. Right? How do we go from oh, Tibbs rotations suck, man. Tibbs need to play the kids to I don't know if these kids can do it, man. This team needs such and such. Right? How do we go from that? And I understand as Knicks fans, we all have our opinion on what this team is, what it is not, and what it can be. Knicks fans, we have our opinion of what this roster is, what it is not, and what it can be. Right? And I always like to tell you that, first of all, Uncle Freezy's opinion doesn't matter. My opinion don't matter because I am a representation of y'all. My opinion don't matter. My opinion doesn't matter. Right? I'm a representation of y'all. I rock with y'all every day. Rock with y'all every day, right? Rock with y'all every day. Or just about every day. I try to get here every day, man. I try to get here every day. Y'all know how it is. My opinion doesn't matter. I listen to y'all, ask y'all difficult questions to try to get a poll, a sense of what you think. And right now you're looking at my last resort resource. Boulevard 73, what's good? Mr. Vince is in the building. What's good? Hunger for more. What's good? I see you. Julian Blum is in the building. Sincere the Genius is in the building. The hip hop legend Core Mega is in the building. Let me take this thing down because that's not what I go by. I was looking at that as a last resort. Like, am I missing something? Am I missing something? I'm trying to figure out, am I missing something? Because I actually like the roster. Could it be improved? Yes, but all rosters around the NBA can be improved. No roster is perfect. So it kick this off. I'm going to ask you to grade this roster, right? Grade the Knicks current roster. And the options, don't be ridiculous. Y'all know I'm starting with B. The options are going to be B, C, D, F. B, C, D, F. Grade the current Knicks roster, B, C, D, F. Let's not get crazy. Y'all know this roster is not an A. I don't know what roster in the league is an A right now, right? Right, so the poll is out there. Grade the roster. B, C, D, F. What do you think about the Knicks' current roster? Right, and I'm going to be open to taking suggestions from you guys on how we can improve the roster in places that you guys feel like we need improvement. So get ready for a long conversation. Get ready for a long conversation, because when you make your suggestion, we're going to break down what it is that you suggest that we need. Right? So the poll is up. Go out there and grade this roster. Is it a B? Is it a C? Is it a D? Is it an F? I don't have an opinion. I'm Switzerland on this. I'm Switzerland on this, but I want you guys' feedback so that I know how to represent you going forward. Right? What do you think we can find? Yeah, man. What do you guys feel like is an area for improvement? What's the biggest area of improvement? If you say B, where can we get better? If you said C, where can we get better? If you said D, where can we get better? F, where can we get better? Right? Where can we get better? I was looking at the roster myself, and I was thinking, maybe Grimes is one of the top 5 players on the roster. Everywhere I look, people are not high on Grimes, and it frustrates me. See, stuff like that frustrate me, man. How you gonna judge this dude and you are outside and you hadn't even seen him? And then at the same time, if you're a guy, and I'm using Grimes as an example, if you're a Grimes, do you have something to prove to the rest of the NBA? Rayology is in the building. Hope you're doing well, brother. KBL is in the building. Sincere is in here. Miguel P. Yo, and for the record, I'm trying out different hats, man. Trying out these different hats or whatever, because I'm doing something. I'm doing something in the swag shop. I'm trying out some looks in the swag shop, and I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. While y'all deciphering, while y'all thinking about how you in what direction you're gonna cast your vote, I'm just gonna show y'all something, a little something. I'm just gonna show y'all a little something, right? While y'all deciding on what I ask, because I know sometimes I ask you a question and you guys need time to think. I get it. Because sometimes y'all ask me something. Sometimes y'all ask me something, and I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes it put me back a little bit, and I just need time to think about it. How y'all like these Play the Kids hats, bro? So I got Play the Kids hats in the swag shop now. Tibbs, Play the Kids, man. And earlier, Chuck Allen and myself, we were laughing like the baby on this joint looked like Tibbs. The baby on that hat looked like Tibbs. It's the irony. Tibbs, Play the Kids. The irony is crazy. That we asking Tibbs to play the kids, but the baby on the joint looked like Tibbs. Tibbs, play the kids, man. So let me show you the options. So that's one of them. The black and white is another one. And I think this is the white with the black. Yeah. I really, yeah. Depending on what your flavor is. Tibbs, play the kids. Knicks forever. New York forever, man. Y'all see it. The top option, that's what it looked like at the top. You know what I'm saying? Side. That's the design on it. Can y'all see that clear? Can y'all see that clear, right? That's what the design looked like on there. Play the kids, man. Play the kids. Hey, Julian Blum, I can't, y'all know how it go. I can't use like the Knicks logo and all that stuff, man. That's Knicks stuff, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So that's what the logo looked like. That's what the joint on the hat looked like, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like on the cap. Maybe we could have did it a little bigger. We didn't want it to be gaudy though. You know what I'm saying? And I think somebody asked about a BIM cap. Let's see if we got a BIM in the building. I think so. We got a Dat Boy Good. We got Dat Boy Good in there. Dat Boy Good. We got the Dat Boy Good cap in there, you know what I'm saying? A little something, something. Y'all see my internet is moving mad slow already. Dat Boy Good. We got a little Dat Boy Good in there. That's fire. I'm gonna get that on the shirt. I think that's one of the most fire joints in there. While y'all deliberating about, you know what I'm saying, what I asked. Let me see, where is it? Go back to accessories, caps and hats. We got that. We got the vibes and stuff. Y'all know what the vibe is. We got the vibes and stuff. We got the do-whip. We got the do-whip in here. The do-whip is in the building. Always representing the do-whip. Got Blorange Tears. Got the fisherman caps in there. Got the, oh yeah, got the Normandy and Weston. Fire. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Around here, between a Normandy and Weston, we call this here a 20 twin. Y'all know the vibe. Danny, the whole joint. Hey man, the link to the shop is in the description. But of course we got shirts, bro. Of course we got shirts in here, man. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got the Play the Kids tee in here. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. And yes, we have the big boy sizes all the way up to 6X. It's small, go from small all the way up to 6X. Tibbs, we gonna send you a message, bro. Don't make us wear these t-shirts to the garden, Tibbs. Don't make us wear these t-shirts to the garden, Tibbs. Play the kids. Play the kids. So I think I put the link to the shop in the description box. Let me double check just to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Yep. For the swag, go to the blorangetears.myspreadshot.com. Yeah. Y'all see it. Y'all see it down here. It's in the description. Yo, y'all check that out, man. Check that out, man. I'm trying to do everything. Man, I'm trying to do everything I can. Man, all the stuff that y'all be asking me about, I be trying to ask you. I be trying to do all this stuff. Yo, Uncle Freezy, what about the audio podcast, man? Some of us can't pull up video at work, right? Can you do it on an audio podcast where I could just listen on my phone? Yep. Uncle Freezy, how can we help move? How can we help push the movement forward? Go to the Patreon page, man. Go to the Patreon. The Patreon is in the description. You can either contribute, you know what I'm saying? For instance, like you can just contribute like $3-4 a month, and by doing that, you help us, you know, do stuff like more content, collab more, update stuff, get more resources. Because these subscriptions, when you're a YouTuber, bro, the better you are, the more money you have to spend. You have to put money into getting better. So when y'all donate graciously, it helped me push this thing forward so I can do better. You know what I'm saying? Some of these things that I never even knew existed are out there. You know what I'm saying? To help us pay for like all this stuff. So if you want to contribute to that, man, you know, by all means, man, listen, man, you know, we appreciate everything. You know what I'm saying? But back to the topic, though, the topic that I wanted to talk to y'all about. Back to the topic that I wanted to talk to y'all about, man. How comfortable are you with the roster? How do you grade this roster? Is it a B? Is it a C? Is it a D? Is it an F? And how do you improve the roster? How do you improve this roster? And I searched around for like articles just to validate how good our young core is, but nationally, we're not talked about as having a good roster or a good young core. Big Mike in the building. What's good? Big Mike says, consistent backcourt play is going to fix a lot for this current roster. Big Mike, I'm with you. But you know where the consistency comes in at? Not just point guard. You have to have a two guard in this league, in my opinion, to win. You have to have a two guard that can score. You have to have a bucket getter. I understand. Listen. I understand. Hey, you know, we got that. Yo, Grimes might be, and he might be. My issue is not with Fournier. I think Fournier is decent. I think Fournier is decent, right? I think Fournier is decent. But listen. In this league, I think you legit have to have a certified bucket getter. Hey, yeah. Thank y'all, man. Yo, and yo, just check out the swag shop too on your own and browse it. That helps us out a lot because even if we don't get sales, it helps us know what you like and dislike. We trying out this new swag shop. The other one we had was whack. That's why I didn't use it for like a year. I got bad advice from somebody. Somebody gave me some bad advice. It was whack. I stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying? It was holding products. It was back charging me on orders that went through. It was whack. I had to I had to use a swag shop that was clean. And y'all know me, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all all the time. The one thing I don't mind doing is keeping it a buck with y'all and with people. I just don't with people I'm getting to know in general, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck anyway. Something's whack is whack. And that joint that I was using previously was whack. Somebody told me it was dope. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Come to find out, they never even used the shop. Hey, Sally, Sally, you on Twitter? Sally, if you on Twitter or just hit me up, man. Maybe in the comment section, hit me up. You know, I don't have a, or you know what? I tell you what. I gotta keep doing this, and I keep forgetting to do it. So the show has an email. So. I think that's it. The show _ Blorange Tears at yahoo.com. Yeah, so I put the show email out there. I don't have a website for the show yet. I'm not going that far yet because a website requires maintenance too. So you know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, a website, a swag shop, a podcast, audio podcast, the YouTube channel, Patreon. It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. Hard Will's in the building. Hard Will, what's good, my guy? Hard Will, love you, man. Love what y'all doing. Okay. Tap Face is in the building. What's good? and Sally, so for the record, man, I'm not really good at this email thing. I'm just gonna email and be like the first contact, and then we just had to get on the telephone and talk, bro. I'm old school. I'm old school to my heart, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't want to get my number out on a live stream. You know how that is. You know how that is. Hey, Tat Face, appreciate that. God bless you too, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. So how do you feel about the roster, man? Is it a B, D, C? Is it a B, C, D, or F? Right? Big Mike says, yo, consistent backcourt play is going to fix a lot for this current roster. I believe that's exactly where we should begin. Right? Not that I dislike one backcourt player or like one over another, but from a basketball sense, when you have a floor general, you think a floor general can balance out an offense, can stop the clogging of an offense. I heard somebody say something like, yo, I guess it was like shade. Somebody was throwing shade at me like, yo, Uncle Freezy, like throwing stuff out there like RJ Barrett and Julius Randle don't hold the ball a lot. But let me clear that up too. because I like when people shade me. I like when people throw shade out there. They be like, Uncle Freeze don't know what he's talking about. I'll put it up here so that you guys can see it. I'm gonna get back to the point guard thing, right? I'm gonna get back to the point guard thing, but I just want to show y'all a little something. Why what Big Mike says makes a lot of sense. I think I did this before, but I'm gonna do it again. I want to show y'all this thing so that people will know I'm not just pulling stuff out of thin air. So y'all can see this, right? This is a website called Stat News. This is a website called Stat News, right? And so this right here is NBA usage with a minimum of 2,000 minutes played per 82 games leaders, right? So these are your NBA usage rate leaders for the 21-22 season, right? The player with the highest usage rate, right, is Luka Doncic. And that's about what we expect, right? You expect Luka Doncic, you just about expect Luka Doncic to be a leader in usage rate, right? Yo, y'all get them likes up, man. Subscribe to the channel, please, if you're watching, man. Help the channel grow. Help the channel grow, man. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Help the channel grow, man. So Luka Doncic, based on what I asked, NBA usage rate leaders 21-22. Right? Luka Doncic is the usage rate leader, right? That's about what you expect, right? So it's Luka, Embiid, Giannis, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Jokic, DeRozan, Durant, Curry, Jaylen Brown, Fox, Hero, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle. Julius Randle had a higher usage rate than LaMelo Ball, based on Stat News. Dripmore is in the building. VR was good. Right? I think somebody was calling me out the other day saying that there's a misnomer about RJ Barrett and Julius Randle holding the ball. Right? I'm not going to tell you about Julius Randle usage rate. I'm going to show you. Julius Randle, based on Stat News, here it is on screen. And you see the criteria I put up. NBA usage rate leaders, 21-22. Julius Randle had a higher usage rate than LaMelo Ball, Darius Garland, and Karl Anthony Towns. And in this top 30, and also in this top 30 is RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett had a higher usage rate than DeJounte Murray and CJ McCollum. There it is on camera. These are the facts, ladies and gentlemen. Later, here's a source. I didn't just make this up. I didn't compile these numbers on a spreadsheet. I didn't. Right? I didn't hear these stats mentioned by a guy. A stat head didn't tell me this thing and I just remembered it. I went to a trustworthy website and entered a criteria, and here it is. Yes, and that is Reggie Jackson. That is Reggie Jackson. Look, and here's the thing I want to get to you. It's not the fact that RJ Barrett is in the top 30 or Julius Randle is in the top 30. It's the fact that both of them are forwards. One dude played the 3, the other dude played the 4, and they're on the same team. There are 30 NBA teams, 30 of them. But the Knicks have 2 guys, 2 in the top 30 in usage rate. 30 NBA teams, there are 30 spots here, and the Knicks have 2 of them in the top 30, and they are not even guards. And the reason why I have y'all back and the reason why I stand in the gap for y'all is a lot of people put a lot of information out here and they don't have like a resource. They don't back their stuff with either a trustworthy site or multiple resources. They'll say something and rock with it. These are the things that I try to like help us along with. Like legit, I don't have an agent, right? I don't work for the organization. You know what I'm saying? I don't work for a big entity. I am a fan just like you. Right? I'm a guy. Like I don't work for an entity. Like I don't work for an entity that has a vested interest in putting out a certain message. I don't. I'm a random YouTuber. I'm just a guy, just like y'all. I'm a ham and egger, just like y'all. I'm just like I'm a ham sandwich. That's it. I'm a ham sandwich. So I don't have a vested interest to like put out a certain message. The whole reason why we rock together is Fandom, Fandom. That's it. The reason why I do this every day has nothing to do with connections or ties to say a certain entity or whatever. It's Fandom. So like when I put up this website that appears to be trustworthy, you know what I'm saying? I put it out here so that I can help educate other fans just like myself. So that there won't be any mixed messages. So that when you hear us speak and hear us talk about a certain thing, we speak from a place based in resource and facts. The Knicks have 2 players in a 30-team league. The Knicks have 2 guys ranked in the top 30 in usage rate. And neither of them neither of them are guards. Neither of them are guards. And if it were a deal where we were efficient offensively, I would have no issue. I would have no issue, right? Okay, it is what it is. You know, personnel ain't quite, but it goes back to the question of, it goes back to how do you rate this roster? Is it a B, C, D, or F? If it's one of them deals, if it's a deal where say for instance, if it's a deal where we were innovative offense, changing the game, maybe a top 3 rated offense in the NBA. Maybe we discovered something and exploited something, and teams had the game plan for us, and we were reinventing something, some type of innovation. I get it. Okay, you got 2 forwards, and listen, and one of the forwards is a power forward. Jeez, man. But you guys know, y'all know I rock with Julius Randle, bro. Y'all know I rock with Julius Randle. That's no surprise. That's my personal fandom. I try to stay neutral in these topics and such. But y'all know on a personal level, y'all know I rocks with Julius Randle, and I don't try to randle y'all to death. Because this is a fan channel. This is Fandom for everybody that come through. This is for Andre, Brian, L. Servey, you know what I'm saying, JJ, Coach M, Jermaine Royster, Stafford Don, Soulfinger, Greenie from LI, Mr. Rivera, the People's Champ, King Ant G, Shotgunner, you know what I'm saying? Cully, the Cully Goat, Subliminal 209, Chuck Allen. You know what I'm saying? This is our thing where we rock. So it's like this is our thing. So we don't have a vested interest of an outside entity. We invest in each other. Time and energy, because Lord knows we don't have no money. You know what I'm saying? We invest time and energy in each other. Ain't that right, Coach? We invest time and energy in each other because Lord knows the bread is short around here, but that's okay. We mom and pops, and we know it. We are Fandom. That's the reason why I put that stuff on the screen, so that y'all know that I don't have an agenda. Like my hidden agenda is to boost up one player over the other because that player is going to kick me back something. Nah, it ain't how it works. Keith Turner's in the building. Yo, Keith Turner's like, yo, I want that Harlem Nights poster. Yeah, bro, do you know how long it took me to find that Harlem Nights one? Yo, I got the Iceman Cometh one too. It's on the floor in here somewhere. I move stuff around. Yo, we renovating in here, me and Miss Mocha. We doing the slowest renovation you ever seen in your life, bro. We'll start a project and take a break. It might not start again for like 2 or 3 days. We doing the slowest reno ever. Long Island Sound is in the building. What's good? VR Doggo is like EBT fabulous. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, man. So I said all of that to ask y'all this. If we're rating the roster, say, let me check and see what the rating is. Before I say that, before I open my fat mouth, let me say this. Thus far, with 82 votes, the grade B is 33%. The grade C is 50%. Grade D is 13%, and grade F is 4%. So y'all go out there and cast your vote, man. Listen, we're not judging you. We just trying to have a conversation, man. Don't feel like the way you vote. First of all, the way you vote is the way you vote. It's private. All I see is the numbers. I don't see who voted what. All I see is the numbers. And secondly, we got to start being honest to ourselves about ourselves. Right? We have to be honest to ourselves about ourselves. You feel me? So when you cast your vote, it's not like it's an indictment on you as the fan, because you as the fan should never be judged. You as the fan should never be judged, right? Because you are not the performer. You as a fan you are not being judged here. It's solely for us to have this conversation, for us to have some distinction, a line of demarcation, so that we can elaborate and collaborate, and elaborate on our thoughts. What is this group of people thinking? And let's talk about it. Like with me, my thing has always been, and I think it will be going forward. And you'll see when I have an opinion, I will stop everything and do this whole Uncle Freezy has a thought type thing to make sure that my stuff is separate from what the masses are thinking. Right? Y'all will see me do it. Uncle Freezy has a thought. And then my joint will be totally separate. That way y'all will know like what is the group think and what is Uncle Freezy's thought. I heard somebody say one time, "Yo, I hate groupthink." And nah, bro, don't hate groupthink because for one, it's a group having an opinion or having thoughts about something, having an opinion, and then having actions about it, right? The only time groupthink is a bad thing is when y'all know how it is. But y'all, I want y'all to think for yourselves, basically. Kerry Cooper's in the building. Wayne Peterson, salute. So Rich Boy is in the building. D says, so happy that trade did not happen. Wiz is in the building. My ace. What's good, Ace? Wisdom, what's good? So I pulled up the thing about the usage rate because Big Mike had a point. Jeremy Maynard is in the building. Hey, I hope you happy and healthy, bro. Jeremy Maynard, Jeremy Maynard, Pastor J, we getting together Thursday morning. Thursday morning, I want to see you, man. Jeremy Maynard is in the building, bro. We need to see you Thursday morning on Vibes and stuff, bright and early. Keith Turner says, anybody else enjoying playing with the Knicks on NBA 2K? I don't know. I haven't. I hadn't played it. I hadn't played it, man, to be honest. Busy, man. Busy. And then plus I need to get a PS5. I think I'm the last man on earth without a PS5. I'm the last man on earth without a PS5, y'all. It's sad. But whatever. Whatever. I already know Mo gonna tell me I better not even try to buy a PS5 and I don't buy her that Farmer sink to go in the kitchen like she want. Y'all seen the Farmer sink like with the big long neck that come up and come down and it's like a deep sink and it got the little things you slide and it's like the new wave. It's a new wave of kitchens. I got to spend money on that. I ain't got no time for no PS5. I get a PS5 and I'll be living in the living room. Hey, I got you, Sally. Appreciate you, bro. Kelly Remora says GameStop may still have some. They just dropped them last Friday. Hey man, I listen. I wish I just don't have the bread. I gotta fix up some stuff in here. And it'll probably be next year before I get it, man. But anyway, I can wait. I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about the Knicks right now, bro. I'll get it when I get it. I appreciate that though. Yeah, y'all can ask Wiz. Y'all can ask Wiz. Every time he talked to me, I'd be in a rush. I was like, hey, Wiz, I talk to Wiz on the phone. Hey, Wiz, how you doing? And Wiz, as soon as Wiz say something, yeah, man, I got such and such open. I'm doing audio podcast right now. I'm taking notes for the Knicks at Night podcast. All this stuff, man. Y'all know what it is. Mr. Vince says the best price I saw was $884 on eBay. Hell no, I ain't getting no PS5, bro. If they $884, no. No, I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not. I'm definitely not, bro. Right now, I'm just focused on Blorange Tears, these Knicks. You know what I'm saying? The Renos in here. That's what I'm focused on. It'll happen. It'll happen when it happens. Yeah, hey, it's 48 hours of work in 25. I'll be trying, bro. I'll be trying. I'll be trying. But listen, man, the reason why I brought up Randall, and RJ is because I do think a diversified and consistent backcourt helps everybody, helps everyone, helps the kids, helps the vets, helps the coaching staff, helps the front office determine who should stay and who should go. Right? Right? I think point guard play, backcourt play is the key. And not just Brunson. I hear a lot of people say Brunson, right? I heard a lot of people say Brunson. Brunson is one guy, sure, he's going to have an impact on the team. RJ said yesterday he's a smart dude, driven, works on his game a lot. And I trust that. I do. I trust that. But Brunson is one piece to a puzzle that needs more pieces. Basically, we need more people stepping up. We need a healthy Derrick Rose. We need a consistently good quickly. We need a consistently good Miles McBride. We need a consistently good Evan Fournier. We need a consistently good Quentin Grimes in order for this team to get to the place where we want it to be. Paris Duggar says, I vote an A. Right. That's why I didn't put A up there as an option, Paris Duggar. Because you know this roster is not an A. You know that. You know that. This roster is not, this team is not winning the NBA championship. Jay Busby says, my PC kills PS5 or Xbox, XX, or whatever they call it. Yeah, hey man. Maybe I need to step my game up. But right now, man, I'm solely focused on the Patreon, the audio podcast, vibes and stuff, the swag shop, YouTube, all of that. Bricks Nation is in the building. What's good? Let me throw this what's the name? This link out here in the chat, man, to get my people in here, man. I just want to set the tone real quick. Jay Busby says, I build PCs for any use. Okay. Hey, Jay Busby, email me. Hey, Jay Busby, can you email me? Because I'm trying to put together a directory of people in the Blorange Tears families that have skills. And that way, if somebody in the Blorange Tears family needs something, we can contact somebody in the Blorange Tears family. Rod Tucker is in the building. What's good? Bam, there. Oh, God, dog it. Evergreen T. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me do this the right way, okay? Let me do this the right way. Probably spit some bars to that.
I bet you can.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know I'm the boss spitter, not the one here to quitter.
I hear you. Keep going.
Leave the girl, you know who will get her. You know what I'm saying? You know me, I do a little something, man. A little something.
Gas, Breezy. Talk that gas. Keep going. I'm here.
Yeah, you know that's the Bronx, New York. You don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about you don't know nothing about no tilted brim.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about no Bronx, New York. You know what I'm saying?
You know the old school dudes, they have a little bend in it. You know, in my era, the brims was all flat all the way.
Yeah.
School dudes, they had a little bit of a bend in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, guys, I'm surprised you ain't got you a little cigar in your ear, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. A little something.
What's going on? Hey, I just want to say, the other day's episode that you did on Die Hard Knicks podcast. I don't know if that was yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Last night, yeah.
Last night. I watched it this morning. That might have been one of the most entertaining things. I don't know why it was just y'all two, but that was so entertaining, man. I love listening to the banter that you guys had going on. Coach, what's popping?
Ebru's the GOAT, bro.
Ebru's my guy, man.
Yeah,
I rock heavy.
Yeah. Ebru's the GOAT. And to be quite honest with you, it's about time that me and him actually did something on the solo dolo. A lot of times we did stuff, man. It was like we sitting in other people's joints. We ain't get to talk to each other, nothing. We ain't get a chance to say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm trying to figure how come I ain't on the show.
Talking about on that one?
No, I'm talking about your other show. How come I haven't got a invite to Vibes and stuff?
I don't know either. That's a good idea. Yo, open invitation, bro. You know that.
Hey, man, you know what I mean? I don't really like to kick down people's doors or nothing like that. You know what I mean? So
sometimes the door need to be kicked in, bro.
Hey, sometimes
the door need to be kicked in, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I come through the wall. I'm like the Kool-Aid man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I thought you was gonna say you come through the wall like Vision from Marvel. Just come through the door. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the door was open.
You know. I don't really show up to. I haven't been really heavy on these Nickelodeon streets. You know what I'm saying? Crazy stuff going on. But now and then I like to just bust through the wall. Everybody's like, "Oh, they go that music. I wonder who that might be."
Them.
So I'm here. I'm saying peace and love, Nick family. What's popping, y'all? Hope all is well.
And where are those trees behind you?
Going back to Cali. Hey,
Cali.
yo, Evergreen, Cali. Cali has some trees. Got some palm trees up in there. I'm in Studio City right now. About to head out to Beverly Hills. I gotta go. Couple of meetings from ballers. But I'm talking to Evergreen, man. Sorry, Coach, to jump you. Everybody greetings, but I was just thinking, Evergreen's like, how come I ain't on the show with you and stuff? It's all perspective. I'm trying to say, how come I ain't got no intro? I just want to get to that intro. I got an intro level. I'm trying to get to your level.
You trying to get to my level? Oh well, you gotta. I'm kind of a small commodity on these Nickelodeon.
I think Freezy used to make those when he first started, when he had more time. Now he's too busy to make them intros.
Bro, since we got this pit bull puppy, bro, since Benny arrived, bro, it's been bananas in here, bro.
Benny!
Yeah, Benny was a very smart dog. Yeah, man, yeah. Like an NBC sitcom from the 80s. Coming this spring, Benny, right after Alf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So the intros, we'll get back to the intros, man. No doubt, man. We'll do that, man. It's just things be busy. We doing Vibes and stuff. We doing Blorange Tears. We doing Legends, and then I got another surprise channel coming out, man. It's a super surprise. It's gonna be fire. And so I won't be sitting down. Y'all will see me walking around places and mingling with people. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Freezy swagged out, big swagoo style. You know what I'm saying? Mingling with the masses on that one. So that one gonna be fire. So y'all get to see what I do in my everyday joint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, man. So Evergreen, how do you like this roster, man? Are you rating it? Are you grading it a B, C, D, or F?
I'm giving it a B, man. Honestly.
Wow.
Giving it a
wow. That's what I gave it. Wow. I mean, I'm at a B minus, but that wasn't an option.
Yeah, it wasn't an option, but since there, I think a B minus is closer to a B than it is to a C because it's got to be in it.
It's got to be in it.
It's got to be in it.
Yeah.
So I'm downgrading to a minus. It's a B. So I'm going B, man. I like this roster. I mean, not for nothing. I liked the roster last year. as I've been quoted saying many times before, I thought we was only one big move away, but clearly that move didn't happen on any level. But not only were we one big move away, but we were also, two big injuries away. And
But what about as it stands though?
yeah, as it
As
stands,
it stands,
as
is
it
it a B? Is
I'm-
it a B roster?
yeah, it's right now to me.
Okay.
We got arguably the best shooter in Knicks history on the team.
Okay.
We have everything is a matter of potential, right? Like I don't like the phrase that Van Gundy used that everything has to go right. I think in this situation everything has to go wrong, right?
Okay.
Meaning the same exact things that everything went wrong last season. Everything. Like from
And we still won 37 games.
Right. So from injuries to prima donna attitudes to horrible coaching to no moves, everything went wrong.
We traded for Denzel Valentine last year. Y'all keep forgetting about that, right? Y'all know we traded for Denzel Valentine last year.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know we traded for Solomon Hill last year, right?
Wow. Yeah, that's why I got a solid C, man. Here's everything. Where you located? Where you at? And where do you grow up?
He in Jersey, somewhere.
Oh, that explains a lot. Okay, see?
Right.
See, in Cali and in New York, the ladies are not C's. If you're a C in Cali, New York, that means, yeah, we'll take you out, but that's it. So my grade is where, that. But you got to come to that. You got to come with a 10, with the 8s and 9s. You got to be for me.
Man, he from Bronx River.
No. Well, I guess I'm close to Bronx River. I'm from Watson. I'm from Soundview.
Oh yeah, Soundview. That's right. I thought you was family. You ain't family, bro. I'm sorry.
To me,
not like that. Not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry,
a C team.
Let me finish real quick, Coach.
Oh, my bad.
My A team is a conference finalist, championship contender. My B team is a solid second round potential, ECF.
Right.
Anything below that, I'm like, you know what? On potential, yeah, I give them a B minus. But as a team itself, right now, solid C. Can't go above the C, man. I'm sorry, Evergreen. Okay, sorry, Coach. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, that's the reason why I said B minus is sort of the same standards you have. Like, to me, C, an average team, is still they're kind of just an average team. They're going to be just kind of going through the motions. But to me, a B team is a playoff team, regardless of the seed, the play-in. And I think this team, as the roster stands right now, it's a playoff team. So
I look
at. So let me just, Coach. So I'm a little bit confused because the range. I was gonna say the wings. Home on the wings. I sound like Elmer Fudd. Yeah, it's the range. The range seems to be wide for me. I don't know if I'm missing something. So can you help me with that?
Yeah. So an A is a championship team, caliber team.
Right.
There's probably what? About 2 or 3 tops in each conference. Like if we have 4 or 5 altogether.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
So the rest, the B for me, are the other teams that make the playoffs that ain't quite championship caliber yet.
Okay, so what's a C team then?
So a C team is they're maybe on the cusp, like they're an average team. They're kind of not quite playoff material yet, but either they may be on the rise or they're just on the decline or one of the two. D is just a rebuild team, maybe, or team that's got good, maybe some young talent, but don't have enough pieces to make the playoffs yet. Okay. And F is just, I guess, Utah right now, or teams that just totally blew it up.
So you don't think Utah is a rebuilding team?
I mean, as it stands, especially if they get, I mean, they're still talking about getting rid of Clarkson and Bojanovic and all them. I mean, I guess if they stay, they're a D team. But I don't think they're. I don't know.
Based on what you said, I think San Antonio is an F team because they're loaded with veterans. They have limited young pieces. You know what I'm saying? They're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not, because San Antonio has a bad roster, right? And Houston is not a winning team, right? So San Antonio might win more games than Houston, but Houston has what they call upside because they have two guys that were drafted in the top 3. They got Jalen Green last year and Jabari Smith this year, but the team is still bad. The team is still bad, but they have Alperen Sengun, they have Jalen Green, Jabari, they have Tari Eason, they have a bunch of young players. So even if they finish with the worst record in the league, they still have potential, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Am I using your scale right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, there's within each letter. I mean, there's kind of like guys that are on the fringe, like high, like B plusers, B minusers. You know, there's guys that are closer. There's a high C, the low C. You know,
right.
Like so, to me, like for anyone that says like
you making me thirsty.
Like a C team, an average team is not a playoff team.
So what are those 3 teams that you're referencing in each conference right now that are those A teams? Because in my head, I can't count it the way you're counting it. So I'm just curious as to what do you think, like, because you said like 3 to 5 teams.
So the A teams in the East are Boston. That roster's an A. I mean, so you can't not say it is. And technically, you know, if we're just talking about how the roster looks, not talking about how they played together last year, Brooklyn's an A team. I mean, that roster's an A. Is it not?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Milwaukee.
Then your guys' view of what basketball talent is different than mine.
I mean,
I'm not saying they might not have good team chemistry and may not be playing well as a team yet per se, but as far as the team's roster and what they present, and if they get it together, that's an A team. No one wants to see that team if KD and Kyrie and Simmons and all them figure it out. I'm sorry, no one can touch that team.
But that's
in the East.
Okay, go ahead, keep going. This is your point of view. So you say Brooklyn. Oh, I hate saying Brooklyn. Boston, New Jersey, and who else?
And Milwaukee at this point.
Okay, and what about the West?
What about
Well, you know, the champs.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, as it stands now, I mean, Phoenix.
The Suns. Yeah, the Suns.
Yeah.
Can't discount the Suns.
So that's my kind of what I was saying.
Some people would even say that Memphis is knocking on the door. I heard that a lot. I don't consider Memphis a team.
Yeah, I consider them a B, but that's my 4 to 5 that I was saying. You know, all together.
So you're not putting. Okay. All right.
No Philly, right?
I'm not.
Philly.
I just don't have. I don't have the same amount of faith that you have in Brooklyn.
No, I mean that's all dependent on. It's the same thing as the Clippers over in the West. I mean, I can add the Clippers too because if PG and Kawhi figure it out,
man,
and they stay healthy, you know.
You guys had 3 years to figure it out, and they ain't figured out. But how they ain't figured out nothing but how to sit down on a bench.
Yeah, I know, but you think about the rosters. Would you mind having that roster on the Knicks?
Absolutely, I would, because I know.
Yeah, well,
I absolutely.
But the expectations are different too, though.
Right. The question was which team has fulfilled their expectations. That wasn't the question. I mean, if that was the question, there's different answers.
Right.
Because there's a lot of teams that haven't fulfilled. I mean, LeBron James and AD are one postseason hot streak away from taking that thing over too. You can't count out two talents like that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know, they already showed what they can do if they get in the playoffs and things get hot. I know the league was different when they did it, and I know the Lakers were kind of trash last year as a team, blah blah blah, all that stuff. But
okay, Coach, on the Nets side, the only reason why, because of Ben Simmons right now. Yes, actual players, if they're playing at their best, I'll give you that. My standard is for the A teams is that if they win the ring, you wouldn't be surprised.
I thought you was gonna say Mr. T and Murdoch.
Oh man, if they win the chip, you wouldn't be surprised. You'd be like, okay, that's expected. That's my A team. My B team is conference finals. Oh, okay, that's expected. I'm not surprised at all. If the Knicks made the conference final, I'd be shocked. If they get past the second round. It'll be a shock. So I can't give them a B. So my B team is conference finals competitors that you wouldn't be shocked at. A team is a chip winner potential that you wouldn't be shocked at. Boston last year was A-, almost B+ to me before they got to the finals. If Boston won last year, I'd be like, I would never have put my money on that all year. So that's why my standard is that. That's why I'm just saying.
Okay.
Oh, so you're making B a pretty high standard team then.
Yeah, I put B pretty high. Yeah, I want to be like with the Knicks for me to think, oh, play-in or playoffs. I can't give a B to a team like that. I gotta know playoffs for me to know B. And after I know first round elimination, you can be a first round elimination, and people go, okay, you had a good season.
But do you consider?
Go ahead.
Do you think above average teams deserve to be in the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay, so
I think average teams make the playoffs too.
No, my
right. Sometimes they do. So by definition, an average, C is average.
Right, I understand.
B is above average.
Right. My standard is above average for me is you get past the first round is above average for me. If you lose in the first round, if you're a first round loser every year, I'm sorry, man. I mean, I know it's a tough standard.
I'm glad you were my teacher.
Exactly. I'm getting really hard.
I was an AB student, but ooh.
Yeah, I was a straight A student, so that's probably why I'm tough on my.
Yeah. You got that Jamaican mama cracking that whip on your studies. You get your studies, so you have tree job.
I know. Actually, but surprisingly, my best friend who got valedictorian, I got salutatorian. His mom cracked the whip, and he beat by 0.04% to get that valedictorian, and I was mad. I'm like, damn, man, I messed up on that first class, and I got only a 90 instead of 100 on that exam. So yeah, but no, I mean, I guess I'm getting pretty high from the definition of ABC. I understand
what about D and F though? What about D and F?
Oh no, my F is the fighting for the top 5 seed, right? That bottom of the barrel.
So how's it the top? But how's it the top seed, bottom of the barrel?
I mean top 5 draft. Draft is a draft. F for drafts, the draft position. The guys are like, oh man, we can get Scoots. They start planning for which of those guys are going to draft next year. So that's why San Antonio's there, right? Because guys are like the Knicks, there's no way they're going to get top 5 unless the ball falls the right way. So they're out of the picture. So I'm saying if you're looking towards, I'm not going to draft 1, 2, or 3 next year. That's my F team. So my top, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's where F comes in.
Okay.
And D is where we're not going to make the playoffs. Not going to make the play-in. but we won't. That's purgatory team. That's where the Knicks have been, right? 11 seed, 10
So
seed.
so you
that
say the
kind of
Knicks
thing.
are a D team.
No. I'm saying
The
that
Knicks
the
are a
Knicks
D
are,
team in your opinion.
no,
The
no,
Knicks
Knicks
are
are.
a D.
No, they can make the play in. They can make
What?
the play in. They won't win a first round game, but they can. If they do win a first round game, we'll be celebrating like they won the ring, and that's a C team to me.
So the Knicks are a C team to you.
A C team to me, yes.
Okay.
I mean, I think. I mean, I guess I think optimistically, and I'm looking at our ceiling with our current roster. I mean, because look, everyone's got a blank slate. Everyone's 0-0. You know, we're all undefeated right now. And when I critique every team, I just assume at each team's best, this is what their roster can be, this grade. So I feel with our current makeup and our team and our roster, if we play, I feel we can potentially play. We're just a B team. That's just the mentality I had going into that, rating. So
You know what? You changed my mind, coach, in one area earlier last week when Jordan, when my 2K team was losing because my bench is weak and the Knicks have a
right,
strong bench. So that's where I brought them up a few notches because of a strong bench and a complete team. I think their bench, 1 through 12, the Knicks probably have above average 1 through
sneak
12.
budge.
All right.
Mhm.
But man, it's tough for me. If they win
So
one
Wiz, when you make a statement like that, you make us wonder why you would say the Knicks bench would be considered to be a notch above other NBA benches, right? Are you saying that because of Derrick Rose and Obi Toppin coming off the bench?
IQ.
Because none of them dudes are 18-point per game scorers, right? Or none of them dudes are gonna impact the game, take over a game. Obi Toppin is 11 points. Derrick Rose is about 13 points. Quickly is about 10 points, 11 points. You know what I'm saying? None of them
collectively, that's a lot.
iHeart, Brandon, or Fournier, either one of those.
Right.
Even
right.
potentially Cam.
But what about the other teams' bench collectively?
Well, because some other teams might have a 16-point score off the bench or something, but they're only rolling 7-8 deep. You know what I'm saying? As far as competency, as far as how well they can score or do other things. Like we can legitimately have 5 double-digit scoring options on the bench. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but there's at least 5 guys on our bench that can average double figures.
So you're saying that the Knicks can have 10 guys on a roster average double digits?
I mean, I'm not saying the whole team's going to do that. I mean, that'd be ridiculous.
No. I'm saying there's a possibility, and I'm not saying over the course of a season. Well, you're saying there's 10 guys on the Knicks right now that can score double digits in the game.
Yeah. I mean, the only one at risk, maybe that might not, is Mitchell Robinson, because he doesn't look to score.
Because he's a single double.
Yeah, which is fine.
A double single.
I don't mind if Mitch only averages 8, if it's because they're giving Hartenstein minutes, so he can average like 12 to 14. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's going to be when we're playing a team that is a little weaker in the post, I think that's when we should take advantage of Hartenstein's ability to score from the 5 spot. I'm not saying he should start, but he should get more minutes in them games. I'm just a big matchup guy. Like some guys,
I think I'm watching. It's like I'm watching Mission Impossible, bro. I think EG 14,000 has a Coach M mask on.
No, if you were asking EG, that homeboy was saying he's the score 20, and we're going
he's the GOAT.
NBA Finals.
The GOAT, yeah. You're right, Coach.
I'm being realistic. I think if he gets legit minutes, like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, I think the guy could average 12 to 14 and about 8-9 boards. I mean, legit.
Yeah,
right. would you guys be surprised if we didn't have Brunson? Would you be surprised if we started IG? And would you be
IG?
okay with that?
IG?
I'm sorry, IQ.
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 At the 2?
After EG 14,000. IQ, would you start quickly? If we didn't have Brunson, would you be surprised or would you be unhappy with that?
I wouldn't.
I think you'll see that this year.
Yeah.
So, would you be surprised to start Grimes instead of Fournier?
I think you'll see that this year at some point also.
Oh, wait, you're saying start IQ instead of Brunson?
No, if you didn't have Brunson and IQ was a starter, you'd be okay with that, right?
And there may be games where we don't have Brunson. I can't see Brunson playing 82 games.
Right. And you wouldn't be upset, right? You wouldn't be fearful that he's going to walk in there and mess everything up. He's going to be solid.
I just want to win, bro. I don't care nothing about that.
Right.
Ultimately,
same thing with Grimes. Because I was going down the list of our second team. Grimes or Fournier, IQ, Cam, iHeart, and Obi. All of those guys, if they were on the starting team, you guys would not be like, oh, no, we're going to lose today.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's face it, guys. Especially you younger Knicks fans. In your Knicks fandom lifetime, there's been at least 5 to 6 seasons where you would do backflips if our bench 5 was your starting lineup.
Exactly.
With some of the teams we put out there, think about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
I mean, there's times where our bench 5, we'd be like, well, it's better than that team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not to say that that's still good enough to, go far in the playoffs.
Right. Now, a starting 5 against the rest of the East is where we drop down a little notch because the elite East team starting 5, I think, kind of have us tough matches for us because they got a couple superstars, and again, because of the Embiid and the Giannis and the Kyrie and KD, and obviously Tatum and Jalen. Those guys make us go, damn, that we don't have any elite players like that right now showing it. And that's the top 5.
When I did I was saying this in chat, I don't know if people saw it, but I made a my player on 2K23, and I got I made myself a paint beast, So, and they ask you what team you want to be on, and I'm on the Knicks. So, I'm a rookie. I'm a 70-something rating right now. But I'm like the 6th man, and the starting lineup that
you're the 6th man and you're a 70-something already? The Knicks
must
be trash. The Knicks are trash on 2K.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I got like $10 worth of DC points right off the bat. So
okay.
And so I pump myself up a little bit. No, what they do now with the 6th man, with what you start off as is, and you start off in the Summer League championship game, and whatever your grade is in that, if you get like an A rating in the game, your ceiling is you start off the year at 6th man. You'll get like 24 minutes.
Okay.
So anyway, why I'm saying, Leo, about me being in the game, the starting lineup that they have is it's Brunson, Rose, RJ, Randall, and Mitchell.
Is Brunson at the 2?
Yeah, Brunson's at the 2.
Oh boy.
But that's all that's all 2K though, so
that's gonna be a real conversation, bro.
I know,
because people have been hitting me up saying that Brunson is not a real point guard.
I mean, to me, the term point guard or whatever, it's just like these guards nowadays got to do everything, man. We had a long discussion about this before, and you want your guard, your point guard, to be the facilitator and run the offense and be the coach on the court and all that. But to me, if you have 2 guards that are competent with their ball decisions and can bring it up the court, and both can pass, are willing passers, Yeah, I'm not a fan of that whole ball dominant term. I've never been a fan of that ball dominant. Just is the guy a ball hog or not? That's what it comes down to. Like the ball dominant thing. Sometimes in the flow of the game, an athlete's got the ball in his hand and he brings it up the court. I mean, if it's a team that runs a set and runs an offense all the time, then yeah, he's going to pass it to whoever starts the play.
Okay.
The set play.
Evergreen.
Yes.
Answer this for me, please, if you don't mind. What team in the NBA right now can you confidently compare the New York Knicks to at this moment? What team out there on the NBA landscape can we compare the Knicks to?
Roster for roster.
Roster for roster. Evergreen G.
I would say I think, oh man.
That's tough, right?
A damn good question. Because I'm very deep when it comes to this question, or when it comes to this like analysis. Like I think about like
Evergreen, are we comparable to the Toronto Raptors? Short point guard, two forwards that dominate the basketball.
Toronto might be a good comparison outside of who Scotty Barnes is and
who RJ Barrett is.
Yeah, and not just RJ Barrett, but the potential that people would like Obi to be at,
right?
But also what Julius Randle is in comparison to Scotty Barnes. Like it's so weird. I think Toronto is a good comparison.
Toronto has three forwards that are young and want to play. They have OG Anunoby, they have Spicy P, they have Scotty Barnes. The Knicks have three forwards that want to play, right? They have RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Obi Toppin, right?
Yeah.
Toronto has a two that might be impactful some nights and not impactful other nights, and Gary Trent Jr. The Knicks have Evan Fournier. The Raptors have a small point guard, diminutive, in Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, I honestly think that the only reason that I can't compare the other teams on the West is because they have an all-star or two.
So we don't have a roster like the Clippers.
No, we don't have a roster like the Clippers, although organizationally and financially we're a step above them, if that makes sense. Like, we don't have the roster, but the future looks way brighter.
Okay.
As far as organizationally is concerned, I could say we are very much comparable to Memphis. But the roster doesn't match up because we don't have that, that consecutive all-star.
Yeah, and we don't have the Dylan Brooks, Brandon Clarks,
right,
Jaren Jacksons,
right.
We don't have any of those guys.
Right. I think we're kind of similar to Portland right now.
Only reason I don't give. I can't say Portland because Portland doesn't look good financially.
Well, let Coach elaborate on that. Coach, why would you say Portland?
Go ahead. Yeah, why would you say Portland? Yeah, that's better. I apologize.
No, I mean, when you look at it, just like an average age perspective, they're similar. Now that McCollum's not there, they got one solid guard and then a question mark. Like, who's in the backcourt now with him? With Dame.
Anthony Simons, bro.
They got the young guy. I'm sorry, you breaking up. Was it Simons?
Anthony Simons, man.
Man, my headset's messing up, man. Hold on.
Yeah, he said Simons.
And I don't know. I just think as far as like where they are in the West is similar to where we are in the East.
Yeah, but we were comparing rosters though.
Yeah.
Oh, just for like man-to-man rosters.
Yeah, rosters. Yeah.
My bad, man.
Yeah, that was the not situations, because the situations can change. You know what I'm saying? That's what rosters can change too. But
I don't know if there's that many, if any, teams have as many younger guys that might have a potential to play, as well as the starters. Like we have 3 potential all-stars on our starting roster. I'm not saying they are all-stars, but 3 of them can be all-stars this year if they.
Well, if that's the case, then we could say, as far as 3 potential all-stars, you know, we can kind of mirror up almost close to Atlanta then, right?
I think we're very comparable to them. I mean, they got that boost with DeJounte now in their backcourt.
But comparable how though? Is it a roster comparable, or are you talking about team comparable?
Oh,
yeah. Well, the amount of younger guys they're counting, like the guys, their best players are young. I mean, everyone likes to call Randall's a young player. He's only 27. I mean, I hate to say it, but people think he's an old vet, but he's not. I mean, 27, he's still technically at the front part of his prime as far as NBA goes.
All right, so let me do this real quick.
I guess I'm
in terms of
trying to understand what you're really asking.
I keep saying the same thing over and over. It's the roster, coach. I already said that.
Yeah, but that's still very vague. It's open to interpretation.
That's not vague. The roster is a list of players. That hadn't changed. That hadn't changed.
Yeah, but that's hard to do without researching.
But Coach, what has changed on the Knicks roster since the beginning of July? What move have the Knicks made after they signed Hartenstein?
I know how our roster is, but I don't know. I know probably the first 6-7 rotation guys of every team pretty comfortably.
Right.
But it's hard for me to claim that for other teams, like what we got. You know what I'm saying?
So the reason why I asked
uninformed.
The reason why I asked is because if you grade the Knicks roster a B, and you compare our B roster to other rosters, are you also going to give other teams that are similar a B grade? Right? So if we're comparable to the Atlanta Hawks, right, would you give the Atlanta Hawks roster a B, knowing that their roster has, okay, this is their roster. They have Bogdanovich, they have Clint Capella, they have John Collins, they had Jared Culver, Tyson Etienne. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to name real players. They have Bogdanovich, Capella, Collins. They have a draft pick in AJ Griffin.
Well, let's compare by positions.
Right? Nah, Coach. Let me finish.
All right, man.
It's not whatever. You was talking. You went when I asked your question, you said you don't know, and then when I started, then you cut me off. Yeah, it don't make sense, bro. Which one? If you want to go ahead and do your thing.
No, it's not that I want to go. It's just sometimes you ask these questions that are unanswerable. Like no one memorizes everyone's roster. No, you have to look at it.
Right.
You know what
I'm
saying?
I get it, and that's what I was asking you. That's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you if you give the Knicks roster a B, right? Think about what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you give the Knicks roster a B, and another team is comparable, do you give that other team a B grade also when you look at their roster?
Yeah.
The Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks will give them a B, right? And their roster has Trae Young, Lou Williams, Onyeka Okongwu, DeJounte Murray, right? They have TLC, they have Frank Kaminsky, Jalen Johnson, DeAndre Hunter, Justin Holiday, Aaron Holiday, AJ Griffin, John Collins, Clint Capella, and Bogdan Bogdanovic. Are you saying the Knicks roster with the B grade is the same as the Atlanta Hawks? The Atlanta Hawks roster right now is the same as the Knicks with a B grade.
Well, that's like what I was saying. There's the higher end of the B and the lower end of the B, you know. But yeah, they're both a B, and the way you laid out the A, B, C, D, F structure, yeah, just in my eyes.
What I'm saying is out of there's no way the Knicks are in that range with Atlanta. That's my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Not saying that it's accurate. Not saying that is totally whatever. What I'm saying is in my opinion, man.
Why don't you make one of them tier lists? I'd like to see what your B's and A's and all that are.
No, I'm talking about more work. No, I ain't gonna. What I'm saying is this: if we're talking about if the Knicks are a B. If the Knicks are a B, because this is ultimately what we were trying to get to in the first place. Like, if the Knicks are a B, right, then they clearly have some great points on the roster. What are they? Like what are the Knicks great at right now? In terms of offense and defense.
I mean, as far as offensive numbers, you said,
or just yeah.
I say
just offense.
Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties.
Defense. I mean, what did we finish? 11th in the league in defensive rating.
Ninth.
Okay, so that's if we split 30, and what are we talking about? Going up to 32 soon. If we split that in half, the average to me would be, 10 to 19. That would be right there in the middle. And then the above would be.
So we're a top 10. Yeah, we're a top 10 defense.
So we're a top 10 defense. That's above average, if you ask me.
Right.
And now offense is where we dwindle down a lot.
Right.
Not that we were definitely in a horrible offensive team, but I think part of that offensive, why it looks so bad. Is because the pace didn't match up with the rest of the league. So because of that, that offensive efficiency, even though we held teams lower and all that good stuff, the offensive efficiency doesn't necessarily marry up. So when you put bottom tier, if you put bottom tier offense combined with top tier defense, that puts us right at the middle of the pack. Now, I would say where the discrepancy within this listing comes into play is that your voting is a matter of B, C, and D. Right? When you put your poll, it was just B, C, and D, not A, B, C, D, and F.
Right. Well, first,
I know. I understand why you did that. I mean,
YouTube don't give you options where you can put unlimited options.
And we're obviously not an A, and we're obviously not an F. So
right. So if you do that, then your discrepancy will always be, no matter how you look at it, B and C. Right? Do we fit?
Well, general consensus. You're talking about general consensus.
Yeah.
It's gonna be somewhere between B and C.
Right. Somewhere right in between there. And then what forces me to kind of establish general consensus B and C is, outside of defensive rating and offensive rating, the next thing that we have to look at past the roster is where do we look at organizationally? And my organizational, where I look at organizationally, like, I think we're doing an amazing job. And I think that we're above, we're right now, we're above reproach, if you ask me. We've I really, really value the ability to be flexible and to be able to determine your own fate with your money. And right now we have that. So that's what automatically off the bat makes me push from a C to a B.
Okay.
On top of the potential that we have on our roster and the mystery of Leon Rose being quiet and us not knowing what the hell he's actually trying to do, which is kind of a misnomer in a sense because he actually told us exactly what he was going to do. And
he told us exactly what he was going to do.
He's doing exactly that, and I don't see how
Yeah.
you don't know, but he's doing that, and somehow it's still a mystery. So, I mean, I think the transparency is there, and I think this rating is right. I mean, if you could do minuses, if you can add minuses in there, like I'm going B minus, and there's really no reason to deny that other than emotionalism.
Okay.
Like, what grade would you give Toronto, Freezy?
I don't know.
Because I'm looking at their depth chart right now and their team. I mean, they got mad young players. They got a lot of young players on the back end.
Right.
And they're counting on a couple young players this year.
Right.
Now they're comparable, I feel, to us, but I think we're better than them. Looking at them, I'm just looking at them. I know it sounds blasphemous to some people. I'm sure chat's going to be like, "Oh, you a homer? You crazy?" But right now they got their starting depth chart. This is on ESPN as Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, and Pascal Siakam.
That's better than us. I'm sorry, man. I can't be. I can't be.
I disagree.
But wait. But you asked me my opinion.
Yeah, no, I know. But I know it. And now I'm saying I disagree. That's all. I'm saying you're wrong.
Yeah. So my thing is the things I think we discount with this group beyond just the names is that group of players, for the most part, have been through wars together, despite their age.
Mm-hmm.
The only two players that are there, and that starting five that you mentioned that wasn't there is Scotty Barnes, who is a lottery pick, and who I am certain most Knicks fans would trade RJ Barrett straight up for him right now, and add something to it.
I wouldn't.
Right, I'm certain of that. Right, because my man has definitive skills right away, definitive NBA skills. Right, elite defender, rebounder, and playmaker, passer. He's a willing passer. He's going to be, in my opinion, he's going to be what Draymond Green should have evolved into, but he didn't. Right, and when you look at Spicy P, OG Anunoby, and Fred VanVleet, they have something that Knicks fans covet.
I don't know. I don't consider OG that much. I mean, first of all, he's injury. I mean, he's been injury prone. I'm not saying that could go away, he presents a similar product that RJ presents, but he's on a different team. So hater Knick fans always covet similar or slightly better guys as overvalued way more than what we have, because that's what they're the typical grass is greener on the other side mentality people.
No.
There's a lot of people like that are Knicks fans.
No, RJ Barrett can't shoot the basketball. He's a scorer. That's not efficient. Is that a true statement?
Yeah, but would you consider Fred VanVleet a competent point guard?
Yes.
Well, they've had the luxury. Those other wing players and other players on the team have had that luxury since they've been on that team.
Right.
And that's why I'm comparing what I think RJ is going to be with Jalen Brunson. So I guess I'm being hopeful.
Yeah. What I'm saying is I just want to be realistic with the expectations, because no player on this Knicks team has done anything.
Right.
Right. Randall has never been on the floor doing an NBA championship celebration. RJ Barrett didn't even make the all-rookie team. Right. Jalen Brunson is a 0-time All-Star. Right. And so then the backups, when you look at their bench is the great unknown. Our bench is the great unknown, but we hope they'll turn into something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not rooting for the Raptors. I don't care nothing about the Raptors. I hope they go 0-82. And I hope the Knicks go 82-0. But I want to be realistic about what it is that we're saying in terms of what the roster has. I'm not a Knicks hater. I love the Knicks.
Yeah.
I've been loving the Knicks longer than the majority of everyone watching. But what I'm saying is in terms of when we compare we give our roster a B+. If we compare this roster to the Atlanta Hawks, is our roster better than the Atlanta Hawks roster right now? I don't think so.
I'm at a B- personally.
Yeah, and I'm asking myself, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking out loud. Is the Knicks roster better than the Chicago Bulls roster?
No.
I just don't see it. Right.
But when I look at Toronto, like at the
hold on.
At the 4 and the 5. Hold on, I wasn't done with Toronto yet. At the 4 and the 5, that we beat them up. Like they don't have a 5 to hang with us, honestly. Like Precious.
But you just said Spicy P was playing the 5 for them when you read the depth chart. Remember?
I mean, it says here Scotty Barnes is the 4 and Pascal's the 5.
Right. So Pascal's the 5. So we'll go with what they say instead of them what we say. Right.
I don't see how he plays center, but
just going by what they say, because that's their team.
Yeah.
You know, they have more insight than we do.
Yeah. Well, they're going small ball then.
Yeah. So if they're going small ball, man, and they trust Spicy P, would you rather have Pascal Siakam or Mitchell Robinson?
Well, obviously Pascal, but I just think there's going to be matchup problems on the other end of the floor.
And Knicks fans, would you rather have Scotty Barnes or Julius Randle?
Oh, but they all know that answer. But Scotty Barnes isn't a 4 to me.
Right, but we going by what they say though.
I understand. I don't know if this is this. I don't think this is Toronto's official depth chart. It's just what ESPN put in.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm thinking Scotty or OG. One of them guys, or Gary Trent. One of them 3. I don't know. They might do the 3 athletes with a point and a 5. I don't know. Who knows?
Is Fred VanVleet? Would you take Fred VanVleet or Jalen Brunson?
At this time, I would take Brunson.
Yeah, I'm going Brunson, man.
Yeah, I'm taking VanVleet, bro. I take VanVleet. Not saying that y'all wrong. I'm just putting mine out there. Would you take Gary Trent or Fournier?
Fournier / Quickly.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good one, dude.
Gary Trent or Fournier?
Gary Trent had a heck of a year scoring last year, but what was his percentages? Curious. I mean, obviously upside and age. I like Gary Trent Jr. You know, but just to be real and fair, he has the advantage right now to our 2, because we don't have an established 2 right now. Right. If it was, you know.
Right. I would take and I know this is gonna sound odd, but if this was if we could do this in the future, I would take Grimes. If this was 2023, I would take Grimes over Trent. But since it's 2022, I gotta take Trent over Grimes and Fournier, because we believe that Grimes is gonna be something in the future. But he's not that right now, and he hadn't proven it.
Right. Yeah, right? I can live with that.
And so would you rather have OG or RJ, right?
I mean, I'd rather have RJ, but I think it's a push.
The only reason that I'm going to OG is financial reasons.
It's because he's a better defender. He's a better shooter from 2. He's a better shooter from 3. He's a better shooter from the free throw line. That's the reason why you're going OG Anunoby over RJ. And we basing that on past history. And RJ, so OG Anunoby is a all-around better player than RJ Barrett. The only thing is he doesn't take as many shots as RJ Barrett. So when you look at his scoring averages make it look like he's just a meth player. But the dude is a team player, settled into being the 3rd or 4th option on a championship caliber team. That's what OG Anunoby is. And if RJ Barrett settles into that, guess what RJ Barrett's numbers are going to look like.
Right. But I like the durability of RJ too, though.
Right.
By the way, really quick, Evergreen.
Yeah.
You were great in the organization with management to be in the right places. I was great in the roster only, as just the players.
Yeah,
So
I'm not talking about all the other stuff.
more.
Yeah, you're right.
But no, Evergreen was talking about like management and that we're better positioned to get picks. We have free agents, etc. And our movements are flexible. I was talking about straight up roster, player for player. Can this team win this year as built without any external movements?
Wait a
So
minute. Hey,
I would give management a
Coach.
slight.
What's up?
Coach, what did Wisdom say? Did he say the ability to get players?
Okay, they're the position. Not ability.
If we're including the front office in this grade, I'm going down to a C.
Yeah, and then plus historically, say since the Raptors' introduction into the league, 1996.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Who has had more star players on their roster, Toronto or the New York Knicks?
Yeah,
I misspoke. I didn't. Okay, please let me clarify. Not the management skill set to do it. Our ability by having pieces and free agents to make a move, not actually. I don't trust Leon Rose to
Thank
get
you for
coach if coach wanted to play. He would probably ask coach.
At that point, he sounded crazy. I was going to say that point, it sounded wow. Because I was going to point out the fact that since 1996, the Raptors have had players like Hakeem Olajuwon. Bro, they traded for Olajuwon. Right? They've had players named Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady.
Oh, man.
Toronto have had
Kawhi Leonard,
DeMar DeRozan's, Kyle Lowry's.
went there as a free agent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Kawhi Leonard went to Toronto, Canada before in New York. Think about that.
Bro, I'm saying, and no disrespect to my Knicks, because New York is a hard place. New York is a tough place to play, bro. Let's just it's a tough place to live.
Hold on. We get it. All right. I get it. Hakeem Dream, right? That's the outlier. So we start at 96. Patrick Ewing was an all-star. Was he not?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So Hakeem and Patrick, comparable, right? We move to Vince Carter. Now,
don't you do it.
Good
don't
luck.
You say Allen Houston is free well. Don't you say Allen Houston is free well.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right?
As much as I love them, I'm sorry. Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady are Hall of Fame level players.
We're talking about Hall.
Everything. Let's eliminate Patrick first because they acquired Hakeem where it had Patrick. Patrick was a draft from 80s. Right? So Patrick that shouldn't count. Hakeem is a win. Plus.
But yeah, that makes the point in Toronto's favor because you already had Pat. That means you couldn't go get a cat like Elijah.
Sure. So
exactly.
clarifying time frame. right? Because the ability to get all-stars, the thing wasn't the ability to get Hall of Fame players. That's a different. That's a goalpost move. So
Right.
did Latrell Sprewell make the playoffs with us?
He made the All-Star team with us.
All-Star team with us? Did he make an All-Star team with us?
I don't know. I gotta check because I don't think he did.
The New York Knicks is where all-star players come to die. We've acquired past all-stars before, but
right,
they didn't keep playing that way.
Right. So like this idea about Toronto and the comparison is really dope. It's not that far away. Now, if we're gonna move the goalpost back and say Hall of Fame players, then that's something different. That's a new conversation that we have, and we can put this one to the side, and then you would have a logical point. But then maybe you won't, because is Amare Stoudemire considered a Hall of Fame player, and is Carmelo Anthony a Hall of Fame player? And not for nothing, Stephon Marbury should be a Hall of Fame player, and Jason Kidd is a Hall of Fame player, and Tyson Chandler. If you ask me,
you're reaching. Jason Kidd for sure. But I'm sorry, as much as I covet and love Stat and Starberry and Tyson Chandler, I guess because the Basketball Hall of Fame includes their whole basketball career, including
bingo. That's what
Olympics, college, high school, all that. But
so now
I still don't know, man. That's like the bar on what they consider Hall of Fame. This whole everybody gets a trophy mentality.
But now why the Hall of Fame question, like the Hall of Fame introduction into this conversation, should be null and void, because there's too many variables to this. So if we just stick to the All-Star scenario that was brought up, we're not far off. We're not far off. I mean, when Toronto moved from Bosch, they were first round exits consistently after Toronto moved off from Bosch, and they acquired, DeRozan and Lowry.
I mean, I think they've been a more stable franchise though.
Yeah, but they
recent history than we have.
Their stability was also what we would consider to be the area of basketball purgatory for a long time, right? We like, yeah, we're stable, and they're making the playoffs, and they're like, just one more piece, just one more piece, just one more piece, and they were just one more piece forever until they needed to switch for a star. And this is why I made that same argument last season that we were one piece away, barring health. But when I look at what's happening now, organizationally, I would still go so far as to say that we're one piece away, right? Whatever that piece may be, this is why I put us at a B-. And why I think that I don't want to bring this up. I'm not going to bring that up. We're at a B-. This is why I keep saying B-.
Well, that's why I feel we're one piece away of being a competitive perennial playoff team. Like, I agree with that. Okay. But as it stands now, we're a fringe playoff team that if we play at our ceiling, we're going to surprise some teams this year. That's what I feel our ceiling is right now with this roster. If we get that one more piece, if it's a big piece, I think we can be a very competitive team. Like, for all those people that were saying, oh, if we got Donovan Mitchell, we're still barely a play-in team. Get the hell out of here. I'm sorry. That's for the people that said that, they're just Nick haters.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm one of those
pessimists.
I'm one of those people, because you look at what would happen with that trade, and that was an overhaul. And I think what really makes the Knicks this season what could...
No, I'm saying we still kept Barrett, though, not if RJ was part of the deal.
Yeah, but I'm saying even without RJ a part of the deal, what really makes the Knicks a lucrative team this season is the bench. The bench, what we're looking at right now is, we can compare our players.
We have too many bench players right now, though.
Right, but that's not that's a good problem to have. That's an amazing
No,
problem.
it's not, because if you think about it, no team runs a 12 to 13 man rotation. They just
Yes,
can't do it.
and that my point exactly. And this is where barring injury comes into play, and the bench doesn't really suffer. Like having two, like, all right.
But this isn't car insurance. You can't have just players on standby waiting for someone to get injured. That's not how it works.
That's exactly.
No, it's not how it works. That's not. Then you ain't going to be developing these players to what we need them to be. You can't just have a bunch of guys waiting to play. Like, you can't be a competitive team and do that. What we were willing to give up was enough bench depth. We weren't giving up a starter. If you think about it, originally, like the roster, we were going to be
actually read a different way.
The roster we were going to be okay with, like sending, was two of the young guys and a bunch of draft picks, and either Rose or Fournier for the money.
I heard from this.
That's the problem. See, this is what happens when you're dealing with like you have to deal with cap. You have to deal with the cap, right? What was marketed, what was told, like you have to. What was marketed and what was being spoken about, like you had to have automatically off the bat before you did anything, automatically. And in moving off of two young players, which those two young players were a guard and a forward, that leaves us with no bench depth. None.
What do you mean? We still have four other guys. Because by Mitchell getting there, he's going to bump someone down to a bench spot.
Who is he going to bump? Okay, was Evan Fournier a starter? Yes or no?
Yeah, but he's the guy. He's the guy we're replacing.
He's the guy we're replacing. So nobody gets bumped down. Evan Fournier is replacing.
Yeah, I thought you said Grimes or IQ or somebody was going to start there.
Those names. I didn't say any of those names at all, actually. I'll say it now, but Evan Fournier is, in order to make the trade work on any sense, Evan Fournier had to be included because right. So Evan Fournier is being replaced by Donovan Mitchell. So Evan Fournier is moving right into a starting two spot like he was supposed to. Now you're going down the bench and you're saying, hey, now we're going to move off of two young guys.
Okay.
Those two young guys were who?
Probably like Grimes and Obi, or Obi and IQ, or something like that. So
we say Grimes.
Two out of those three.
Okay. So let's say we say Grimes and IQ. Now who do you have coming off the bench at the two? If you move Grimes and IQ, who comes off the bench at the two?
Yeah, it's gonna be Cam Reddish, apparently.
Cameron Reddish is not a two. Cameron Reddish is a 3-4.
Cam Reddish is a 2.
Cam is not a 4. He's a 2-3, bro.
Yeah,
and then you bring him in. You put RJ.
Evergreen teacher. Think about what you're saying. Cam Reddish is. You know what fours do in this league? Fours rotate defensively on the baseline and are backside rim protectors when the centers are pulled away from the basket. Is that Cam Reddish?
Small ball 4. He's a small ball 4. Everyone's been talking about potential for Cam Reddish to play a small ball 4 in spot minutes.
Who's everyone?
Who
said that?
Well, I'm not going to say everyone. Let's not generalize here. But based off of his height and his length, he is not a 2. That man is a 3. So unless you're going to say, hey, we're going to play Cam at the 2. Then maybe we got something, but everyone's been arguing about whether Cam is
I feel you. And all soldiers are 6 foot tall. And if you under 6 foot, that means you gotta do something else.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
All soldiers are 6 foot tall because that's what we want them to be. And if you're a soldier under 6 foot, you have to do something else, like desk work or something.
No.
No, that's true.
That's not true.
You just used a size comparison in a league that values size. So just because you're tall means you have to play a certain position.
And I just named the roster, starting roster, Toronto. That when I spouted off those names, the center was 6'8", the power forward was 6'7", the small forward was 6'7". So I mean,
So I just want to clarify. You guys are saying that we're fine if the Donovan Mitchell trade went through. That Cam Reddish is coming off the bench for Donovan Mitchell. Is that
why
correct?
are you? But you don't worry about the bench as
I
much
didn't
with
say-
that
I
starting
didn't say
lineup.
that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
but that's my point. Now we're moving the goalpost again because I said
No, we're not. Because obviously after that move, there's other moves that had to be made because we opened up a couple more roster spots. We obviously had to sign another guy or two.
So that wasn't clearly. If that wasn't clearly specified first, I could see what one can. But it was implied. It was implied, but it wasn't stated. So Evergreen G, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
But Coach implied it though. The implication should have been plain to see. But if it's not, then okay. So I see where y'all.
Yeah, I definitely don't. I didn't hear not an L implication there. But if that's what we're saying, sure. But that wasn't the argument then either. The argument was about the roster and how it stands now.
Yeah, we still have 3 good bench players after the starting 5. You got Hartenstein. Well, you didn't add Obi in the trade, so Obi and Cam Reddish. I mean, they're not the most ideal, sexy bench, but our starting 5 is pretty dang good.
Hey, no, here's my take.
That's without adding a.
Hey, Coach. Here's my take. When you guys we got a lot of bench players. I included our starting 5. Sorry, 2 of our starting 5 are bench players in my opinion. No matter who they are, I think Ford is a bench player personally. At least one. Let's put that. I actually would put Mitch in my book is my backup center on my winning team. So he's a bench player. So my take was, oh yeah, we got a lot of bench players, and I meant 2 of our starting 5s as well as the other 8 guys sitting there back there trying to get a spot, trying to get a few minutes. So, and by the way, Cam to me is a big 2, small 4, but a 3. So I agree in some ways, both of you.
I don't see him 2 at all.
I still lean small 4 more.
Why? It's just his skill set, whether he's efficient or not, or if he's a good shooter or not, he could definitely play the 2 before he could play a 4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're counting on Cam Reddish to be the 4 in a lineup, you're in a lot of trouble.
Nobody's. Yeah, I agree with that. But what I'm saying is Cam Reddish is a 3. I don't see him playing a 2, and I'm not counting on him playing the 4 at all. He's a 3. He's played a 3. The primary reason he got moved from Atlanta is because they were log jammed at the 3. He played 3 at Duke behind R.J. Barrett being the 2. He's always played a 3. He's been a 3. His height says he's a 3. His skill set says he's a 3. Everything about that kid says 3. So this means that moving off from Evan Fournier and moving off from Quentin Grimes and Emmanuel Quickley means you have no 2s left. And now you have to play Cam Reddish out of position. So
I mean, but that wasn't. But that's the only trade scenario you can make your argument on. That's not what the trade was going to be. And to be honest with you, I honestly don't want to rehash the Mitchell trade. I'm not trying to avoid this argument. I just don't want to rehash the what ifs with freaking Donovan Mitchell.
Well,
to be honest with you,
I
didn't bring him up.
Who brought up the Donovan Mitchell thing? I just want to be clear because I can drop it right now because I was one of the first 2 weeks in. I'm like, I'm not paying attention to this. I don't even want the guy anymore. And
no, you were saying with who we had, I forget how it was. It's like he got brought up somehow. I don't know. I know I didn't bring him up, but I mean, whatever. It don't matter. I don't have a strong beef against you or disagreement to where it's argumentative or anything. I just want to say that I just feel. As far as the one piece away thing, I think was what we were talking about. That's what it was. I said the one piece that we could have had was Mitchell. That would have made us that much better. Then you disagreed with that.
Yeah, because I mean, I definitely did. So you did bring up the Donovan Mitchell thing. Got it. All right.
But not in that context though.
Right.
Not in
I
the
was saying,
context of
barring
Latigo.
we made the trade that was going to gut us, like you were accusing it of gutting us, the trade.
Yeah. I get it. There was some context that was missed there.
Yeah, no,
like my man wasn't saying the Donovan Mitchell thing for the sake of saying Donovan Mitchell. He's saying it like in the case of any additional talent impacted. I get what you're saying.
Like when we talk about like the rosters of the grades and all that, there's levels of like there's rosters that I would feel good building with because they're younger, but it doesn't necessarily grade them higher than us. But they may have a higher future ceiling. Like, man, I wouldn't mind, building with that roster, kind of a thing. But they like one of the rosters for like that for me now is like Charlotte. They have some pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like they have some decent young pieces. Like, man, I'd like to have that nice starting young core, to play with.
Okay.
They're obviously unfortunately that Bridges thing kind of derailed some plans for them. But like to me, they're still. See that's the thing about the Knicks. Like Charlotte can get away with the patience of development. Like I don't know how many young guys that we have are as good as their youngest guys. I mean, obviously LaMelo is, pretty darn good. I mean, who else? Like as far as on that roster, that's a young player.
Yeah, they have Kai Jones, James.
Yeah.
They didn't we just trade them a player? I mean, a pick. Who did they get this year in the draft?
What's his name? Was it Jalen McDaniels?
Mark Williams?
No, wait, McDaniels was a couple years ago.
Mark Williams?
Oh yeah, I think that might have been. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think they may have gotten Mark Williams.
Yeah, they got Mark Williams. Yeah. See, what's weird about them, they're holding on to a couple, like, they still got Gordon Hayward, and PJ Washington. Not that he's bad or anything, but they got the guys that I'm sure their fans are like, why are they playing? Play Kelly Oubre and,
Right.
It's the other guy, play Mark Williams, not Mason Plumlee,
Yeah.
Or even like that Nick Richards, I think it was another young.
Nick Richards. Yeah, Cam Reddish. I mean, not Cam Reddish, I'm sorry. But Kevin Knox got him to the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that guy's going to be a player or anything, but I know that he's kind of floating around.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, they have a couple of young players that are all right, but I don't know, man. But they kind of have, like, those, like I said, the Gordon Hayward, I mean, he's just a solid NBA player, I'm not saying that people are going to go out of the way to trade for him or anything anymore.
Right.
But that's what they're like. They have PJ Washington and Gordon Hayward and Mason Plumlee in their starting lineup according to the depth chart. I mean, those three guys should be bench players. I mean, Gordon Hayward's a starter, but not on a playoff team unless he's the fifth guy. I don't know. A lot of this stuff's all perception and opinions, what you personally like out of teams. I mean, you ever see one of those like Like you can go on that tier maker website. You can drag the team's logos and the tiers and all that.
No. What I would say though about our Knicks, I think we are grading them on a homer curve.
Of course.
Yeah, I think we're grading it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? I do think the Knicks have good young talent. I'm saying just give them time to get there. I don't want to count the chickens before they hatch. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. I think we watch this team so much that we see things that other people don't see.
Right.
But then at the other time, that's dangerous too, because sometimes that leads us into chasing ghosts. You know what I'm saying? And that chasing ghost things can be dangerous at times. So, yeah, man. Hey guys, I got to get out of here, get some lunch, so I can get back on the air in like 3 or 4 hours. So I'm gonna wrap up right here. Thank you everybody for coming through. That was a great show, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
All right, brothers. Evergreen. Good